G'day. So today I want to talk about our vavMaxMin block. But before we get started, how about you hit the like and subscribe buttons just to stick it to the man. So let's grab our vavMaxMin block. Drop him on our page. Let's explain what he does. So our maxmin commands, well, it was actually devised to control VAV actuators. Most VAVs, well, a lot of VAVs I guess, don't stroke the full 90 degrees or the available range of the actuator. So their open and closed positions aren't 2 and 10 volts. Sometimes they're 4 and 10, sometimes they're 2 and 6. It varies, and what this block does is auto scales the command to the actuator or the chilled water valve or the heating valve or the outside air damper or the return air damper to be within its functional range. So this block does that automatically. It's pretty cool. So the mode gives you some feedback as to what the block's actually doing. Stroking tells you if the block is stroking or not, whether it's currently going through a test of the connected device to see what its feedback is. This drive time is the total amount of drive time, which is made up of the actual drive time plus an extra amount. Now these are configurable for you. You can change this to 120 seconds. You can change this to 0. You can do whatever you want. I always like to have a little bit extra in, just in case the actuator takes a little bit longer to drive to its full position. So the fire is what triggers the block to begin stroking. That's accessible either as a link. We can grab a Boolean priority here, put it into here, and we can set it on fire if you like. Start stroking, and we can cancel a stroking via the right-click Actions menu, so you can begin or cancel a stroking from the Actions menu, which means you can put it on a dashboard if you wanted to manage it that way, or you can link it to a schedule if you wanted to do it every day. So there's also our feedback, which we'll just, for now, we'll just put in a numeric priority. I don't want a ramp necessarily right now. And we'll also grab another numeric priority. It goes into our position. Swap these around. Goes into our demand. Okay, so this is our cooling demand. This is our actuator position. So if you're cooling, currently the block is in alarm. We can see here it's in alarm. Its open and closed positions are greater than 0 and 10. Puts the block in alarm. So any input, from this one, we override this to 50. The output is 50. If we override it to 75, the output is 75. So if we begin stroking through here, takes all of its time. What we might do, let's just cancel that. Let's reduce the time. Let's go down to about 15 seconds with 0. In stroking, let's give it a maximum range. When you're driving open, 75. Almost there. Our max is 75. Our closed position, let's make it 25 just for the sake of convenience. It's almost over. Driving closed. There we go. Closed position is 25. So now at 75% cooling demand, our output is 62.5%. If we make our cooling demand 100%, it outputs 75. Let's put a block in here to make it easy for ourselves. Let's call this our actuator. Put it in auto. So at 100% cooling demand, our output is 75, which marries up with our fully open position. If we drive our cooling demand to 25, it goes to 37.5, which is 25% of the range, 25 to 75. So if we put our cooling demand at 0, oops a daisy, it will then output 25, which is our minimum position. So also in the block we have this alarm point. So what we were trying to do was offer a self-ranging VAV control. So we could put in the actuators, we don't have to set the limits on the actuator. We can do that via software. It saves us an extra step. It saves us some labour on a job. So if it ranges open to 25 and 75, it will software limit to those ranges. But what we also wanted to do was to be able to tell on maintenance whether the actuator was faulty or not, because now we can see the feedback. We can see if it's driving an appropriate distance. So we've put a minimum range on by default of 20%. So if the range it strokes is less than 20%, the block will go into alarm and the input will result in the output with no rescaling. So let's have a crack at that so we can see what's going on. So currently we're going to drive open. Let's set our actuator override 75. I can't remember what I was doing now. Let's set a minimum at 65. So it only drives 65% closed. So our range is only 10%. So our alarm is true. So now at a cooling demand of 25, it will output 25, because now we can't confirm that the actuator is operating to full stroking. So rather than trying to limit it to 10%, which we felt was insufficient by setting this minimum range to 20, the block will automatically output the raw value. So it will give it a full 0 to 10 volts output. So I guess that's it. A little bit of analytics, I guess, if you want to call it that, with this alarm point. So it offers some good feedback on servicing, self-ranging, self-resetting. We also have a block in here which is a new day block. So what this does is every day at midnight it turns the output to true. So we could put this into our fire, and then every day this block would fire, driving the actuator fully open and fully closed, effectively giving it an exercise regime to ensure that the thing is operating correctly and in its full range. So again, hit the like and subscribe button to hit it to the man, and thank you very much.